The Isabella Stewart Gardner Heist. In the early morning hours of March 18, 1990, a vehicle pulled up near the side entrance of the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum, located in Boston, Massachusetts. Two men dressed in police uniforms pushed the museum buzzer, stated they were responding to a disturbance, and requested to be let in. The guard on duty broke protocol and allowed them through the employee entrance. The men, pretending to be fake police officers, handcuffed and tied up the guard and a second security guard that was on duty. 81 minutes later, the thieves left the museum with 13 of the museum's works of art. It's estimated that the collective value of the stolen art is more than $500 million. The museum was equipped with motion detectors, so the thieves' movements were recorded. They cut Rembrandt's Christ in the Storm of the Sea of Galilee and A Lady and Gentleman in Black from their frames, removed Vermeer's The Concert and Flink's Landscape with an Obelisk from their frames, pulled an ancient Chinese bronze beaker from a table, and took a small self-portrait etching by Rembrandt from the side of a chest. On the same floor as the previous paintings were removed, 5 Degas drawings and a bronze eagle finial were stolen. Manet's Chez Tortoni was also taken. The thieves departed at 2:45 a.m. after making 2 separate trips to their car with the artworks. The guards remained handcuffed in the museum basement until the police arrived at 8:15 a.m. The FBI believes that the robbery was planned by a criminal organization. The case lacks strong physical evidence, and the FBI has largely depended on interrogations, undercover informants, and sting operations to collect information. They have focused primarily on the Boston Mafia, which was in the midst of an internal gang war during this period. One theory is that Bobby Donati organized to negotiate for his capo regime's release from prison. Donati was murdered a year after the robbery. Other accounts suggest that the paintings were stolen by a gang in Boston's Dorchester neighborhood, though they deny involvement even after a sting operation put some of them in prison. All have denied any knowledge or have given any leads that were fruitless, despite being offered reward money, reduced prison sentences, and even freedom if they gave information leading to the recovery of the art. In 1994, museum director Anne Hawley received an anonymous letter from someone who claimed to be attempting to negotiate a return of the artwork. The writer explained that they were a third-party negotiator and did not know the identity of the thieves. They explained that the artwork was stolen to reduce a prison sentence, but as the opportunity had passed, there was no longer a motive to keep the artwork, and they wanted to negotiate a return. The writer explained that the artwork was being held in a non-common law country under climate-controlled conditions. They wanted immunity for themselves and all others involved, and $2.6 million for the return of the artwork, which would be sent to an offshore bank account at the same time the art was handed over. If the museum was interested in negotiating, they should print a coded message in the Boston Globe. To establish credence, the writer conveyed information only known by the museum and FBI at the time. Hawley felt this was a strong lead. She contacted the FBI, who then contacted the Globe, and the coded message was printed in the May 1st, 1994 edition of the Boston Globe. Hawley received a second letter a few days later in which the writer acknowledged the museum was interested in negotiating, but had become fearful of what they perceived was a massive investigation by federal and state authorities to determine their identity. The writer explained that they needed time to evaluate their options, but Hawley never heard from the writer again. The return of the Gardner's works remains a top priority for the museum, FBI, and the U.S. Attorney's Office. The museum is offering a $10 million reward for information leading directly to the safe return of the stolen works. A share of the reward would be given in exchange for information leading to the restitution of any portion of the works. A separate reward of $100,000 is being offered for the return of the Napoleonic eagle finial. Anyone with information about the stolen artworks should contact Director of Security Anthony Amore at 617-278-5114 or reward@gardnermuseum.org. Confidentiality is assured. Today, empty frames remain hanging in the museum as a placeholder for the missing works and as symbols of hope awaiting their return. To this day, the case remains unsolved.